guys, welcome to my YouTube channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. Today our topic is real estate, and in real estate we are going to talk about top 10 Airbnb amenities any kind of a guest wants. Number 1, Wi-Fi. Any kind of and big kind of a house guest would have to have a house with very high speed and reliable kind of a Wi-Fi. For example, if they are working from home, or rather if they are working from indoors. Number 2, smart lock for self-checking. In this case, you as kind of a property owner, you are not available every time your guest wants to check in. So for that reason, you should have a kind of automated kind of a system whereby you have keyless kind of entries, or rather lockbox codes. That is, any kind of a guest occupying your house, they should be able to use codes when they want to check into your kind of an apartment with ease. Number 3, pet friendly. Any kind of a property owner should have this kind of amenity, because most of the, for example, basing my example on diaspora kind of a guest, most of them love to travel with their pets. And if they travel with their pets, you should use this as an advantage, because most of the R&B other kind of houses have been enlisted. Some they don't offer this kind of amenity, and so having kind of this amenity for pet friendly kind of environment within your kind of R&B kind of a house, it could be an attractive kind of amenity for those guests who want to travel with their pets. So for that kind of a reason, you should have if you are putting kind of pet kind of a allowance, or rather, or pet in your kind of R&B kind of a house, you should have this kind of attractive stuff for the end kind of a pet, like food and water bottles, designated pet towels for cleaning the pet, again litter bins for the pets, also the entertainment kind of toys for the pets, and beds for the pets, and friendly kind of environment kind of a pest. And so, by doing this, you should be making any kind of a guest who has, for example, traveled from far with their kind of pets very comfortable, even when they are occupying your kind of a house. And if they were coming even for a short kind of a stay, they could change it and make it a long term, cause they know even their pets, they are at comfort zone. Number 4, fully equipped kind of a kitchen. That is, your kitchen should have everything any kind of a guest want. For example, should have a fridge, should have a microwave, to have kettle, knives, chopping boards, grills, oven, freezers, glasswares, crockery, we have cutleries. That is, because when you are having a kind of a guest who is occupying your house, you don't want your guest to start going around checking your kitchen, and they find, for example, oh, I would love to use a kind of a freezer, but you don't have kind of a freezer in your kind of a kitchen. Or rather, they would love to use maybe kettle, maybe for example to boil water, and they find you don't have that kind of amenity in your house. And then if they'll have to spend their kind of money to go and look for that kind of amenity elsewhere, it means that, for example, if they are done a kind of a booking for long term, they will put it in a short term, cause they would love to go, or rather they will be checking other kind of R&B kind of houses whereby they provide that kind of amenity, and thus you'll be losing that kind of a business. Number 5, hot tubs. It is important to have this kind of amenity in any kind of R&B kind of a house, cause it makes any kind of a guest occupying your house very comfortable and at ease, cause they'll feel at home even when they are far away from home. This is because they can have a shower anytime, whether during cold season, whether during hot season, so they'll feel at ease and they'll feel comfortable when they are occupying your kind of R&B kind of a house. Again, free parking. Any kind of property owner, or rather anybody running any kind of R&B kind of a house, should provide this amenity for free parking, because no, your guest has already traveled, for example, basing my example on any kind of a diaspora kind of a client. This client has traveled so many miles. He has checked so many kind of other houses for R&B, and he has chosen your house. So you should make them comfortable by providing kind of free parking, because they have already paid you a lot of, for example, a lot of money for them occupying your kind of R&B kind of a house, and they don't want to to spend other kind of resources when they are paying for the kind of parking. So when you provide kind of parking, it should be a kind of an attractive kind of a feature for any kind of guest who is occupying your house. Again, washing machine. It is essential to provide this kind of amenity because any kind of R&B kind of a guest wanting to do their kind of laundry, they should do that with ease. And again, for example, if you don't provide this kind of amenity, it means that for those clans that they prefer using the washing machine and they have not seen in your description, or rather not enlisting this kind of amenity in your kind of description, they will not, for example, choose your kind of R&B kind of a house. Or rather, they will chase for the kind of other kind of houses elsewhere where they provide this kind of amenity, and yet you will be in a position to lose that kind of a business. So to attract many kind of a guest, or rather to have your kind of R&B kind of a house, when it is fully booked, you should have this kind of amenity. Again, work from home kind of a space. That is when, for example, those kind of most of remember you are kind of R&B kind of a guest. Most of them, they are travelers. Maybe some of them might be sent to the country, for example, to come and work from outside their country. So you should have enough space for them when they are working from home. For example, you could provide a comfortable kind of working environment by providing, for example, a friendly desk for kind of when somebody, for example, is using kind of, for example, laptop, and also the kind of Wi-Fi that you have, it should be of very high speed and very reliable for this kind of a person or rather guest who is working from home. Again, the lighting should be very good, and you also should, for example, also provide kind of indoor kind of a decor, maybe a kind of an indoor kind of a plant. Maybe just stand by within maybe the living room. At least this one will make them even comfortable when they are working away from their kind of the normal kind of environment, and they'll feel at ease to conduct their kind of business that they are meant to do when they are indoor, or rather when they are working from their house. Again, a pool kind of for example, kind of like an example like a swimming pool. When you're having a kind of R&B kind of a house, it's good that to consider having this kind of amenity. This is because some of the guests would love, for example, to go outside when they are taking, for example, a break. If, for example, they are working from indoors, maybe they want to go swimming, or rather, they have kids, and you know what? Kids love swimming. So when you have this kind of amenity in your kind of R&B kind of a house, you would, or rather, would attract so many guests, because those people looking for that kind of amenity, they will be able to choose your house because it will stand out amongst many other kind of competitors. Again, air conditioning and heating. Remember, some kind of a guest, maybe for example, occupying kind of your house, they are not used to having a very kind of very high kind of used, or they are not used to it. I'm basing my example when I talk of air conditioning. I'm making my example an example for that kind of a guest. Assuming that I'm having a guest who, for example, has come from far away, very many miles, for example, from diaspora. Maybe they are not used this kind of heat. So how do you control it? Do you have kind of air conditioning when the weather becomes very hot? They could control it, and it becomes good for them when they are occupying a kind of a house, especially during the warmer kind of seasons. And again, when it is cold, are they able to put kind of a heater and they make the room warm? So, if you provide this kind of amenity, you would also stand amongst many other competitors who don't provide this kind of amenity, and you'll have so many guests occupying your kind of R&B just because of that kind of amenity that you have. Because your house will also be able to stand out amongst many that they don't provide that kind of amenity. And with all this kind of with all that, when you have all this kind of R&B kind of amenities that every guest want, every time you are looking for, or rather you're looking for kind of a guests or marketing your kind of R&B kind of a houses, when you have all this, you'll have, of course, all your houses fully booked because you provide what a guest want. So, it's all that for today. Till next time, have yourself a lovely day, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.